rolling on brunch. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cooking with T. Today we're getting into some brunch action, all right? This recipe is for my savory brunch growlies. I am always in for savory brunch. I put a poll on IG and savory brunch won by many miles. Today we're gonna be making chicken sausage hash. It's super simple and absolutely delicious. This is one of those kind of recipes that you can make while having your mimosa and chilling because it's like one pot, one vibe, then we're gonna throw it in the oven. It's gonna be absolutely delicious. First things first, we're going to make our chicken sausage. I'm using ground chicken thighs. We're gonna pop those into a bowl. Yes. When it comes to making the sausage, you wanna make sure you're using chicken thighs, not chicken breast, because chicken thighs are gonna hold that moisture and that juiciness. We don't want dry chicken in the hash, all right? So we're gonna start out by seasoning the chicken sausage with a little bit of salt, some black pepper, fresh, always, you know the vibes. Don't come up here with all that pre-ground stuff. Now we're gonna add some spice to the sausage. I'm adding a little bit of smoked paprika, a little bit of cayenne, not too much, just a little bit. Onion powder, a little garlic powder. This right here is pretty much like my staple seasonings. You'll always catch me using this. And we're gonna give it a little mixy mix. And we're also gonna add in some fresh thyme and some rosemary, a little bit of brown sugar. This is gonna help add the sweetness to that breakfast sausage that we love, but it's also gonna help retain some of that moisture. Same situation with our maple syrup. We're adding just enough to have hints of sweetness. We don't want it to be completely sweet. And then you cannot have a breakfast sausage without fresh sage. Like that is probably my favorite part about breakfast sausage. It's the sweet, it's the spicy, and it's the herbaceousness. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a little mixy mix so it's thoroughly mixed up. I've made this chicken sausage so many times. So many people love it every single time. They're like, girl, where'd you buy that chicken sausage? Nowhere, I made it. You wanna make sure everything is nice and incorporated and that the meat becomes intact. So when you scoop it, it stays together just like this. That's how you know it's perfect and ready to go. So this homemade chicken sausage is absolutely one of my favorites. I've made it so many times before and everybody loves it. You can make this ahead of time and freeze it, put it in little half-pound bags, and it's absolutely delicious at any brunch time. That's a little tip by T, all right? Get into that. So we're gonna start by adding a little bit of olive oil into the pan. You know when the pan is hot enough, when the oil kind of just starts to shimmer and dance. All right, y'all, our pan looks like it's nice and hot. We're gonna go ahead and start by adding in a little onion, a little bell pepper, and a pinch of salt. You wanna make sure you're seasoning every step of the way. Adding in some rosemary and thyme, and just a tiny bit of sage. So you want to cook this down until it's soft, probably about 3 to 4 minutes. Yes. So while that's cooking, we're gonna go ahead and slice up some tomatoes because it's tomato season and these tomatoes are absolutely gorgeous right now. We get some of the best produce in California. So I wanna make sure I'm highlighting all of these amazing things while they're in season. If you can't tell, I'm a summer baby. I'm always trying to celebrate summer. Like that's when I get active. That's when I'm activated, all right? So we're gonna cook those tomatoes until they're nice and soft. So right now would be a great time to add in your garlic. I like lots of garlic. Give us a mix. You wanna cook this for about a total of 8 to 10 minutes. Because remember, we're gonna finish the cooking process in the oven. You wanna make sure that the vegetables aren't too mushy by the time they come out of the oven. So we're just gonna cook this a little bit. You know what the fun thing about cooking is? It's kind of like life. Like you gotta just roll with the punches. You gotta season how you can get it in. You know what I mean? If it's a little salty here, I'm gonna add a little bit of sweet. If it's a little sour there, I'm gonna add a little bit of saltiness, okay? So now the tomatoes are nice and soft. I'm scooting everything over. Add a little bit more oil here. And now I'm actually gonna add a little bit of butter as well, right to that side of the pan. Potatoes and butter are best friends, okay? Every time I'm making potatoes, there's butter in there somewhere. I have some grated potatoes. These are previously frozen. I'm here for this, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and add the shredded potatoes to the other side of the skillet. I'm gonna season the potatoes with a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, and a tiny bit of smoked paprika just for some color. So I'm gonna leave this alone. I wanna make sure I'm developing a crust on the bottom of the hash brown. So I'm gonna leave this for about 5 minutes until they're golden brown and then flip them. Now we wait a little bit. I'm gonna speed this up. So now that we got a little bit of browning on some of the hash, we're gonna go ahead and mix everything up with one flat layer. All right, y'all. So we got our tomatoes and our potatoes. Tomatoes and potatoes. Tomatoes and potatoes. Mixed up. I'm gonna smush this over to the side once more. And now is the perfect time to add in some more olive oil. In order to get things nice and brown, you need a lot of fat and high heat. So I'm adding some more olive oil to the mix. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add that chicken sausage to the side of this and get this nice and brown. So I'm just waiting for the chicken sausage to brown up a little bit. So we got a little bit of color on the sausage. I'm gonna go ahead, flip it over. We pretty much wanna make sure that the sausage is browned and has a really nice color, but you don't wanna cook it all the way through because this is gonna go in the oven again, and you don't want dry sausage. So GBD, gold brown delicious. So a little mixy mix. Flip the potatoes every once in a while. Another step of this recipe is making sure that you're enjoying yourself and having the mimosa in between, or else it wouldn't be a brunch, all right? That's the tea. Ooh. Okay, perfect. So now that the sausage has some color, the potatoes have some color, I'm gonna go ahead and mix everything up so it's nice and evenly distributed. You wanna make sure there's chicken and potatoes all up in every corner of the pan. Mixy mix. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna start to crack our eggs into the pot. So I'm gonna make little divots here and there where we're gonna put the egg. All right, so for the fun part, we're gonna crack some eggs and then we're just gonna add them right on top of the hash. Yes. Egg number 2. That's absolutely gorgeous. Right there is perfect. She's so cute. We're gonna season the eggs, okay? Don't forget to season the eggs. A little salt right on top of the egg. A little pepper. Now we're gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of spinach around the eggs. You wanna make sure you don't cover up the yolk too much. Just a little bit for greenery. Like I said, again, the Cali girl in me gonna let this slide without a little green, without a little bit of freshness, okay? That's just something about me. There's always gonna have to be green somewhere in the vibes. Cali girls love a little bit of green, if you know what I mean. Now we're gonna add a little bit of cheese on top. Of the green, of course, because health. Oh, that's so healthy of me. So live your best life, add as much cheese as you want to. But right here, this is perfect for me. I'm gonna go ahead and add this into the oven now to allow it to finish cooking. Woo, I mean, look at that. Going in. So we're gonna cook that for about 7 to 9 minutes. You wanna make sure that the egg whites are cooked all the way through, the yolk is nice and jammy, depending on your vibes, and the cheese is melted, and there's lots of brown, beautiful color on the outside. BRB. Oh yeah. Ooh, I mean, there we have it. Cheese is melted. Eggs look like they're cooked beautifully. I'm gonna let this rest for 1 minute. And that's all I have to give because I'm hungry right now. Here we go. I'm cutting into it. All right, y'all, for the moment of truth. You wanna just pretty much serve yourself like an egg. So you're gonna cut out a good amount, like that. Heck yeah. This looks so good. And I'm gonna put a little bit of extra scallions on top of mine. For the moment of truth, let's get into this delectable brunch, please. Oh yeah, I love a jammy egg, so this is perfectly cooked for me. We got the chicken sausage, the spinach, a little bit of egg. I'm trying to rush the process. This is so hot and it smells so good. I just almost burned my mouth. This is savory brunch perfection. It's herbaceous, it's spicy, it's allium-y from all the onion, the garlic, and it has that nice freshness from the scallion and the spinach and the tomatoes. Definitely set this over the top. This right here is fire. This is really good, guys. I can smash this whole bowl, and I probably will. Little hot sauce on it, that's killer. Tomato season, brunch season, it's going hand in hand. And this is so delicious. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Cooking with T. Make sure you guys tap into the recipe. It's down below in the deets. See you guys next time. Peace, love, and blessings. This is bomb. You guys should get a bowl of this.